Let brotherly love continue. Be not forgotten to entertain strangers, for thereby some have entertained angels unaware. Remember them that are in bonds as bound with them, and them which suffer adversity as being yourselves also in the body. Giving thanks, Ras reporting, headline of the Times, His Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie I conquers throughout all time. Baba Janai. Baba Janai. Baba Janai. So, you know, Edward Snowden, he's steady coming out with more and more leaks. And, you know, they're really getting shook now. Snoopel, they've been caught. Facebook, they've been caught. Microsoft, they've been caught. You know, all these companies on the internet, they work in hand with the NSA. That's the trick about this country. You know, they preach this kind of American dream, you know, work your way up the ladder, you know, someday you'll be successful taking cruises around the world, yachts, whatever. But the reality is that you gotta suck on the nipple of the man beast. You know, you gotta be willing to drink sour milk in order to be able to come up. And Snoopel, you know, here's a couple guys that, you know, they had all the assistance that they could possibly get from the Pentagon, and they came up, and everybody looked at it and said, wow, you know, one of these days I'm gonna be just like them. But what they failed to realize is that not everybody can have $15 billion. Could you just think about if everybody had $15 billion? Do you really think that you'd be able to go buy a piece of bread or a loaf of bread for $3 or $4? No, it's going to cost you $3,000 or $4,000. Because now all the money's diluted. There's only so much of the pie, and the pie is the earth. They've already controlled the supply chain. They control the resources on the earth. This is why the Rothschilds are going and investing in Africa and China and all these places. They want Russia. Russia's the largest land country in the world. That's why they're after them. Now, they don't control all the resources, but they control most of them. You know, you have your rivals. You always had your rivals in medieval days. You had the big king, King George or whatever, and then you had the little kings, the little rivals. And that's what these are. You know, they always, it's Satan. It's Satan because it's through that lust that man seeks to dominate. Through that lust. So Eric Smith, he's saying we're going to wind up breaking the internet. Brad Smith, Microsoft's top lawyer, said just as people won't put their money in a bank, they won't trust, people won't use an internet, they won't trust. So what are they really concerned with? Well, they're concerned with people not giving actual information. They don't want people to go on the internet and like I do, search for things that I'm not interested in seeing. Because I know that all my searches are going into a database. So, you know, and when you see the news, before you click on the article you want to read, click on 4 or 5 articles you don't want to read. Just click on them. Now, I understand they probably have the timing and all that, but they don't know if you walked away from the computer and all that. The important thing is it's those websites, those IP addresses that you visited. That's the information they record. That's the information they put into their analysis. Of course, you know, Edward Snowden, he spoiled it. Of course, we all knew the NSA was doing what it was doing, but nobody had the concrete evidence. Nobody had the proof until Edward Snowden came along. So it was interesting because we were going, hey, you know, the NSA is recording everybody, doing everything. Everybody's going, you're paranoid, you're a conspiracy theorist, you smoke too much pot, you know, you're crazy, you know, you need help. You know. And then Edward Snowden comes out. Now what do they say? Nothing. They go back into their little holes and they suck on the nipple of the man beast. Because that's all they know. Right? So what we want to do, and by the way, it's very important for me to say that I don't talk to just anybody here. I talk to everybody. Everybody. You know, that's why sometimes my demeanor can kind of be a little bit on the, you know, standoffish. Because I'm not just speaking to the Rastafari people. I want to speak to anybody that wants to hear the message that I have to deliver today. And especially the oppressor. Because it's important that we reach the oppressor. But we're not going to reach the oppressor just to spit on them and kick them, put them down on the ground. No, that's what the oppressor does. We reach the oppressor, and we reach the oppressor with a hand out and say, come, come.